Hello, this is Vicki Lind. I'm a career counselor and job search coach. This is the second part of our master class on the three most common mistakes people make in job search and how to fix them. I have a master's in counseling focusing on career counseling and a certificate in human resource management, knowing how the hiring side works. I know about current job titles and employers. My specialty is the sweet spot of creative jobs and jobs that make a difference. More than 20 years, I've helped people move ahead and prosper. So the mistake we're talking about is having a avoidance of networking on LinkedIn. If you cannot find an abundance of position announcements where you meet the requirements, then networking is extremely important to your job search. As Rabbi Hillel says, if I'm not for myself, who will be for me? If I'm only for myself, what am I? If not now, when? So how does this apply to LinkedIn? Well, if you think you're a lone cowgirl or lone cowboy out there looking for a job, you're not taking advantage of the people who care about you in your community and want you to prosper. If you're only for yourself and not reaching out and helping other people on LinkedIn, that doesn't feel very good either. Now's the time to overcome your resistance to LinkedIn. You may be stopping yourself by a belief that it's like other social media where there are abuses. I've been on LinkedIn for 20 years and only once did somebody befriend me about something that wasn't about networking. You may believe your current boss will see that you're looking for a job. Well, just Google on LinkedIn your current boss, and you'll find out that almost all professionals are active on LinkedIn. You may feel like it costs too much or too technical, which I'll address. And you may have the false belief, well, I don't know anyone who can help me get a job. It costs too much? Not true. The free version will be just fine for most of your needs unless you really get into it. It's too technical. If initially you have trouble learning how to set up and change your profile and connect with people, just ask your child, your neighbor, a colleague, and after that, it's pretty darn easy. So what are you missing out if you're not on LinkedIn? Well, if you keep your contacts well informed about what you're looking for, they can let you know about openings. They can introduce you to their contacts. They can give you perspective on needed skills or training that will fill in some gaps for you to compete better, give you insight into target employers. And once you get interviews, if they have familiarity with the company, they can give you insight. So LinkedIn is not much help unless you have at least 100 first-degree connections. So that's the first thing to do, is to make sure everybody you know is connected with you on LinkedIn. Look at it this way. If you have 100 connections and they have 100 connections, that's 10,000 second-degree connections with whom you can connect. They can introduce you. You can introduce yourself. You never know who the 5 closest colleagues are for your best friend, your past colleagues where they're working now, your brother-in-law. There's a lot of people who can help you if you engage in LinkedIn. Opportunity is where you're planning and good luck meet. So how do you do step number 1? Let your contacts know what you're up to. Well, you warm the relationship by writing to them. You always start out by something about them. I've enjoyed your post on a certain topic. Oh, congratulations on your promotion. I kind of skim through the updates and the feeds to see who in my community is posting. After you've commented on them, something genuine, you next make an ask and are clear about what you're looking for. My news that I've been writing articles on AI as a freelancer. I really enjoy making complex information accessible to the public. If you know anyone working in AI, I would appreciate an introduction. Also offer to help the person with their career goal. So you certainly could reach out to strangers for informational interviews, but the data I've seen that you can only expect a stranger to respond about 30%. So, oh, I see you're the director of marketing. Can I have an interview with you? Not very likely to get a response. You can up that to a 70% or even higher response rate if you take the time to build a relationship. How do you build a relationship? Well, if they post status updates and articles on their LinkedIn profile, you can comment thoughtfully and people really appreciate it. You could also ask a mutual friend to introduce you. Or if you're reaching out to somebody new, you can be thoughtful about what I call affinity hooks when you invite them. You may notice that you're both into calculus and music. Maybe you have a bond because you both graduated from Linfield and shared some professors. Maybe you both post on a certain topic that's kind of trendy and geeky. On the other end, maybe you have a thought leader that you follow. So notice what, if they have a robust profile, find out what those hooks are of where you have commonality. If you found some of this a little overwhelming, we'd be glad to help you tailor a networking approach that really works with your personality. Just give us a call for a complimentary chat, and we'll see if it makes sense to have 1 or 2 sessions where we'll help you identify people you want to meet, businesses that interest you, and messaging that will engage people optimally so you can get more help from more people in a larger network.